here.
Yeah.
So let's take it. So let's take a look at that. Okay. What we're going to do is you guys want to get a little high level today? Let's do this.
Let's get high level.
Let's get high level, but not the software high level. No, I have nothing against go high level. I like it. Okay. So a lot of times people are like, well, with retargeting, all of that. Retargeting and power content, that's all line up, right? A little something extra. What we want is a base funnel. How much is your offer at the end of the funnel, Lizelle?
$12.97.
Okay. Oops. Let's make that $12.97. Okay. So this is what a typical webinar funnel looks like. This is what I work with typically with my agency clients. So what we want to push enough traffic, right? Whether you're doing Facebook or YouTube.
Yeah.
Right now I have this set to $4,000 ad spend and getting about $2 a click. Okay. So we're sending, so you can see here, right? You guys can see my thing?
Yeah.
Okay. So 2,000 visitors. We're sending 2,000 visitors to this webinar opt-in page, right? On average, we want about 30% of people to opt in. Some people make that 20%. I like to get 30%. So that means out of the 2,000 people, right? Out of the 2,000 people that are going to opt in, I mean, the 2,000 people that are visiting, if 30% opt in, that's 600 people. Okay. So the next important thing is out of the 600 people, are at least 40% of them watching the webinar. That's super, super important, right? Because if 40% of the people are watching the webinar, that means 240 people make it to the webinar, right? Yeah. They make it to it. Now that's not including how long they're watching or whatever, but only 250, typically industry standard, make it to even push play on the webinar. Okay. Now out of the 240 people who push play on that webinar, what we're looking for is 10% of those people to fill out an application.
Right.
Okay. So now we're left with 24 people.
Yeah.
And then usually when it's us that are selling versus a salesperson, we can typically get 30% close rate. Our salespeople usually 20%. Like if you're the quote guru, even though I hate using that word. So this is so if I hit simulate right here, you'll see what this funnel should be in order to be profitable. Cost per lead around $6.66. But you could profit 4,814. So we definitely would need to improve these numbers. Now this is with a $4,000 ad spend.
Okay.
Because your traffic costs, so you're making about $10,000, not a little less, and you're spending 4,000. So that's where you're left with the profit, 4,814. So, with a $4,000 ad budget, if these numbers check out, that's what you can expect. Now, why my agency clients love me and my Lean on Laurel students love me is because this is the basic funnel, right? This is what most people are running. What I like to do is I like to plug any black holes, right? So that's where our power content, if we're running it top of funnel too, remember there's two ways that people can get the same content, because remember, if only 30% are opting in, that leaves 70% of the people you're paying to click on this page, right? So that's where I like to put the power content. I like to run it to both cold traffic and warm traffic of people who haven't opted in. Then what I do is I plug up this next hole right here, because remember, 60% of people are never making it to the webinar. So that's why we got that fire 4 sequence. Then we're looking at 90% of the people who are watching the webinar never make it to the application page. And that's where the hot 7 goes. So that's why, like my ecosystem that I show you guys in the very first video inside the $7 program, that is how the ecosystem is built to do, so that we can increase the profit. Because remember, all of these ads right here are $2 ads. They're the least expensive, but they're the most profitable. So when you see it laid out like this, you can see 70%, 60%, 90%, like hardly anyone's plugging those black holes. And that's where most of the profit is lying. So as long as, but here's the thing, this is what I tell people, we cannot rely on any of these things. We want the base funnel to at least perform profitable before we add any extra moving parts to it. Because a lot of times people try to do is they try to add retargeting ads, hoping that it's going to make up for the funnel that doesn't work. And so that is why like this is kind of like the minimum that I'm looking for as far as, you know, people coming through the funnel and making sure that, are we getting 30% opt-in? Are we at least getting 40% of people to push play on the webinar? If that's not happening, we can't do anything else until we're dialed in that main funnel. Does that make sense?